let's get right to our game, shall we? Here's our first 10-point toss-up, teams. What did the Gorbachevs do the day they flew into Washington for the 1987 summit? Well, after a quick dinner at the Soviet embassy, they arranged for a private showing of a movie unavailable in Moscow. An odd choice for a Soviet leader, considering its glorification of American air power. For 10 points, name this 19... Logan.
Top Gun.
That's right, Tom Cruise's Top Gun. For 10 points for Logan, here's a 25-point bonus. The Big Bang is thought by many scientists to have been a vacuum fluctuation in line with Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. As one cosmologist has put it, now it is dice that are playing God with the universe. This is a contrived spoonerism. For 25 points, on whose famous dictum?
Antony's.
God does not play dice with the universe was said by Albert Einstein. Teams, 10-point toss-up. Maybe pencil and paper on this one? Heat has the potential energy to move a mass over a distance. For example, 1 BTU will move a 1-pound object 778 feet. Well, for 10 points, assuming constancy of movement over distance, how many BTUs are required to move that same object 19,450 feet? Barkowskis, Logan.
5 BTUs?
No, that's not correct. Tomah, any idea? Waters.
25.
That is correct. For 10 for Tomah, and we can give you a bonus, 25-point potential. It is nowhere near what we call the North Sea, but was named Mar del Norte, or Sea of the North, because of its location north of the famed Spanish Main. For 25 points, Tomah, what do we now call this sea?
Gulf of Mexico.
A Caribbean Sea. Practitioners of this school of art prefer to call themselves perceptual abstractionists, but almost everyone else calls their dizzying art by a descriptive slang two-letter name. On, Tomah.
Pop art.
That's right.
No, he said pop art.
Oh, pardon me. Logan. It's a descriptive slang two-letter name. What name? Op. O-P art. O-P. Not pop, but op. All right, let's continue. In ecology, it names the smallest unit of habitat that is occupied by an organism, while in architecture, it is a decorative recess set in a wall. 10 points, Logan.
A niche.
That's right. Here's a 30-point bonus. China's creeping capitalism threatens to become a surge when it takes over Hong Kong. For 10 points apiece, answer these questions about that takeover. In what year will it occur?
1991.
97. Has China agreed to maintain Hong Kong's free-willing economy for 10, for 25, or for 50 years after that takeover?
10.
50 years. And finally, what nation is now the #1 trading partner of Hong Kong?
Japan.
The United States. The case of twins who age at different rates while one makes a space voyage is one version of the clock paradox. For 10 points, teams, that paradox is a test of what Einstein theory? Bacalar slogan.
Theory of relativity.
That's correct. Here's a 20-point bonus for lacrosse slogan. With Ethan Allen, he captured Fort Ticonderoga. With Richard Montgomery, he unsuccessfully attacked Quebec. And with Horatio Gates, he beat the British at Saratoga. For 20 points, name this revolutionary general not usually remembered for his good deeds.
Benedict Arnold.
That's right, 20 points. The 1988 Winter Olympics were held in Calgary, Canada. The 1992 Winter Olympics will be held in Albertville, France. Now, the site of the Winter Olympics after that is still undecided, but the year in which it will take place is firmly fixed.
1994.
That is correct, 1994. Here's a 20-point bonus for lacrosse Logan. Its first issue was on November 9th, 1967. It had 24 pages, a printing of 40,000, and cost 25 cents. Its current issues average 100 pages, have a circulation of 1 million, and cost $1.95. For 20 points, what is this music publication whose slogan is, all the news that fits?
Rolling Stone.
That's right, 20 points. Teams, Cuba has 1. Panama has 2. Iraq has 3. New Zealand has 4. Honduras has 5. Australia has 6. Venezuela has 7. And Dominica has 10. 10 points. What are these objects on their national flag? Prel, Tomah.
Stars.
That's correct. Stars. Here's a 20-point bonus for Tomah. The popular 1987 comedy 3 Men and a Baby starred 3 men and a baby, actually twins, although you only see one at a time. For 5 points apiece, or 20 points for all 3, name the 3 actors in the title roles.
Tom Selleck, Steve Guttenberg, Ted Danson.
That's 20 points. The 8th avatar of Vishnu is best known to Americans by the Sanskrit word for black, which is chanted by his devotees who preface his name with the honorific Hare. For 10 points, who is he? Logan.
Mahdi.
No. Tomah? Krishna. Hare Krishna. Besides being over 250 feet below sea level, Death Valley is hot and dry. For 10 points, in what state is America's Logan?
California.
No, that's not correct. Tomah, for 10 points, in what state is America's rainiest spot? Well, Tomah.
Hawaii.
That is correct. Here's a 20-point bonus for Tomah. Meleagris Galapoville and Crotalus horridus lost out in the late 18th century to the bald eagle as the symbol of the new United States. For 10 points each, what are these less popular animals?
Turkeys. And hens.
Turkey is correct. Rattlesnake was the second. That was the Crotalus horridus. Toss-up teams, history tells us that Columbus discovered America. But for a quick 10 points, how many voyages to the New World? Logan.
4.
That's right. 1492, 93, 98, and 1502. Here's a 25-point bonus for Logan. Like Noah, he was said to have walked with God. Like Elijah, he was said to have ascended to heaven. For 25 points, who was this father of Methuselah? That was Enoch. There are many venomous snakes in the world, teams, but only 2 venomous lizards. For 10 points, name either one. Prel, Tomah.
Gila monster.
That is correct. The Gila monster or the Mexican beaded lizard. So 10 points and a 30-point potential on this bonus. Port-au-Prince is the capital of Haiti. For 15 points each, what other island nation or island group has as its capital Port Stanley?
Falkland Islands.
Correct. How about the Port of Spain?
Canary Islands.
The Trinidad and Tobago. So we can give you only half, 15 points. It was concocted from whatever ingredients were available to the cook of Emperor Li Hongshang during his August 1896 visit to New York. That buzzer means we've reached the conclusion of our first half. Another half to play. You come back right after this quick break.
At St. Mary's College of Minnesota, athletics play an important part in the lives of our students. For those students who take pride in the accomplishment of our Cardinal intercollegiate athletic teams, there is the enjoyment of watching fellow students competing for conference and national championships. And for our many student athletes, there is a sense of accomplishment, challenge, and belonging that is a tradition of St. Mary's College sports. Every year, a number of our men and women athletes are honored as all-conference and all-American performers. In addition, each year, several student athletes are recognized for academic excellence by the NCAA Division III. We at St. Mary's are extremely proud of the individual excellence and team performances of our student athletes on and off the field of competition. For more information about any of our 15 intercollegiate athletic programs at St. Mary's College, contact any of our varsity coaches. We invite you to join us and be part of the tradition and excitement of St. Mary's College sports.
Did you know that nonprofit organizations can earn money for trips, uniforms, equipment, and more at Red and White? They can. By collecting the labels of quality Red and White brand products, participating Red and White grocers will pay 3 cents for each label collected and turned in. It's that easy. And those collecting labels will enjoy the high-quality Red and White brand products delivered. So register your nonprofit organization at a Red and White food store and start collecting today. The Red and White Label Redemption Program. It's money in the bank.
28th game of High Quiz Bowl, Paul. The score is close. What is it?
Tomah 80, Logan 85.
Couldn't be any closer unless it was tied.
That's right.
All right, super game. We'll get back to Paul at the end of the game when you award the scholarships and check on that final score. But Right now, let's speak with our teams. And first, I'd like to look over towards Tomah and talk with Mr. On a little bit. First, Mr. On, who did you folks play in the first round to get here to the second round?
We played Lafarge.
And you remember the outcome of that game? Was it pretty tight, or?
It was 255 to 35.
Uh-huh. Well, yeah, you know. You never know. Now, how big is Lafarge compared to Tomah? It's a lot smaller school, I think.
Probably about a tenth is.
Yeah, right. What's going on at Tomah High School these days?
April 15th, tonight we have prom. And,
Are you all going to prom?
I don't know.
Do you want to ask for a date right now, or is it too late? Probably too late. Better let that one go by. Any big band playing or anything, or?
No, I don't think so. Just probably a DJ.
Uh-huh. Okay, well, they didn't ask me. I know that, because I'm not busy tonight, so. What else besides prom going on at Tomah?
The show choir is preparing a trip to Austria this summer.
All right, now, are any of you going to Austria?
Yeah, I'll be going.
You will. Excellent. Good. That should be a very fun trip. Trip of a lifetime. Well, the best of luck to your team here in the second half. When it's so close, who knows what's going to happen. So play well, and good luck to you. The Crosse Logan, Mr. Nee.
Yeah.
That's your name, right?
Yeah.
All right, good. You folks are doing a good job, too,
Thanks.
even though you've got these other three characters with you on the team. Huh?
They're
No,
helping.
You're doing a very good job. It's a very fine game. Tell us what's going on at Logan these days.
Next weekend, I should say last weekend, our show choir is heading for Florida to compete.
And whether they made it or not?
We don't know yet.
Yeah, they haven't called us back to tell us, have they?
Our basketball team went to state this year.
They did a very fine job,
Final
too.
Four.
Yeah.
And our academic decathlon team plays fourth. And our math team plays first in Eau Claire meet. And Don
And
down at the end got first.
Oh, excellent. Good for you, Don. And I was going to say in 8.5 minutes we'll find out what happens to your High Quiz Bowl team. Huh?
Yeah.
You may or may not go on. Who knows? A very fine game. But I wish you also the best of luck here in the second
Thanks,
half.
Rick.
And I know it's going to be an excellent second half of High Quiz Bowl. So please just go away for a minute or so, then come right back, because we'll be back at it here after this short break.
That electricity could go right through that kite, travel all...
These children are learning about electrical safety. They're watching an NSP electrical safety presentation right in their own classroom. Sometimes they find it shocking. NSP offers this program to help kids learn about electricity, its hazards as well as its benefits. Take the time to be careful with electricity and teach your children the same.
If you're a high school student considering college, we hope you'll take a look at St. Mary's. St. Mary's College of Minnesota is dynamic and growing. This fall, we welcome the largest freshman class in the history of the college. I'm Tony Piscatello, Vice President for Admission, inviting you to meet our admission counselors this year in your school and to visit our magnificent campus here in Winona. Call us at 457-1-SMC. We'd love to hear from you.
We're back with our second half of Game 28 of High Quiz Bowl. It's a tight game between La Crosse Logan and Tomah. Here's our first 10-point toss-up of the second half. NASA is responsible for the development of our space program. For 10 points, what independent agency established in 1933 by Congress is responsible for the economic and technical development of the Tennessee River Basin? Nee, Logan.
TVA, New Deal, part of the New Deal.
TVA is...
Tennessee Valley Authority.
Yeah, okay.
Is acceptable, the Tennessee Valley Authority. 10 points, here's a 30-point bonus. Computers are now everywhere, at work, at home, and at school. For 10 points per answer, there are two basic kinds of computers. One counts, the other measures. Name them.
A digital and an analog.
That's correct. In a computer, it's a list of statements and commands which carry out a specific operation. What is it?
Program list.
You've got 30 points. For his opera, Benjamin Britten used a libretto by Eric Crozier and E.M. Forster teams. It was based on a short novel written by Herman Melville just before his death. For 10 points, what's the title of this borrowed sea tale? Nee, Logan.
Moby Dick.
No, Tomah. On?
Billy Budd.
That's right. 30-point bonus for Tomah. There are 3 words to be spelled in this bonus. Work together, and for 10 points each, spell first. Pharaoh.
P-H-A-R-A-O-H.
Correct. Tintinabulation.
T I-N-N-T-I-N-N-A-B-U-L-A-T-I-O-N.
All except there's only one first N. So that, you can't give you anything on that one. How about vicissitude?
V-I-S-S-I-T-U-D-E.
There's a C in there. It's V-I-C-I-S-S-I-T-U-D-E. So 10 points on that bonus. Teams, this snow-like matter is actually compressed carbon dioxide at minus 79 degrees centigrade. For 10 points, what's it? Tomah.
Dry ice.
That's right. 30 points potential here. One of the quickest ways to lose what friends you have is to publicly list them in order from best friend on down. That, however, is exactly what the U.S. government does. By law, our closest friends are our NATO allies. Then come 3 nations designated major non-NATO ally, followed by all of our run-of-the-mill friends. For 10 points apiece, what 3 nations qualify as major non-NATO ally?
Canada, Japan, South Korea.
Israel, Australia, and Sweden. In a 20,000-word document released in early 1988, teams, he blasted both the Soviet and Western blocs for their betrayal of humanity's legitimate expectations. Bacalaos, Logan.
Sakharov.
No, that's not correct. Tomah, the Southern and Western, Soviet and Western blocs for the betrayal of humanity's legitimate expectations. For 10 points, who wrote this denunciatory encyclical? On.
Sakharov.
No, Pope John Paul II. It is slightly larger than West Virginia, both in size and in population, teams, and is shaped something like Vietnam turned sideways. For 10 points, name this strategic and volatile country, which in much of 1988 had rival presidents, each claiming Logan.
Cuba.
No. Tomah, each were claiming to be the legal head of state. Panama. You're hitting a ball with a mid-mashie, or a spoon, teams. Well, for 10 points, what sport are you playing?
Highlight.
Barons, Logan.
Highlight.
No, that's not correct. Tomah? Butcher.
Lacrosse.
No, you're playing golf. Since 1960, the Republicans have had a slight edge over the Democrats in years in the White House. For 10 points, between the Civil War and World War II, how many Democrats knee Logan?
2.
No, that's not correct. Tomah, how many Democrats were elected president? 3. Grover Cleveland, Woodrow Wilson, and Franklin Roosevelt. In 1873, a satirical novel by Charles Warner and Mark Twain has given its name to the period of the 1870s and 80s. Bacalaos, Logan.
The Gilded Age.
That's correct. Here's a 30-point bonus. Captain James Cook voyaged throughout the Pacific from 1768 to 1779 and left his name all over the map. For 10 points apiece, what country's highest mountain is Mount Cook?
New Zealand.
That's right. What country has a 220-mile-long Cook Inlet?
Australia.
Well, that's the United States. What country is split almost in half by the Cook Strait?
Australia.
That's New Zealand. So we give you 10 points. Technically, teams, it isn't a state, but it's a commonwealth. Technically, it doesn't have a legislature, but it has a
Puerto Rico.
slogan.
Puerto Rico.
No, that's not correct. Tomah, technically, it doesn't have a legislature, but a general court. For 10 points, what is this terminologically peculiar New England state? Well,
District of Columbia.
no, Massachusetts. West Germany, Luxembourg, France, and the Netherlands. For 10 points, they all border on what nation? Me, Logan.
Switzerland.
No, Tomah, on?
Liechtenstein.
No, they all border on Belgium. It started out as the only laboratory animal besides humans which could develop scurvy. From that beginning, it has become the only serious rival of white rats and mice for lab experiments, and has even lent its name to any subject of experimentation. Tomah.
Guinea pig.
That's right. Here's a 20-point bonus. The Baseball Hall of Fame is located in Cooperstown, New York. There are several other shrines honoring the greatest names in sports. For 10 points apiece, in which state can you find the Professional Football Hall of Fame?
Ohio.
That's correct. The Basketball Hall of Fame.
New York.
That's Massachusetts, Springfield, Massachusetts. Teams, according to the U.S. Food and Drug Administration's Consumer Magazine, One should determine the freshness of shellfish products by organoleptic analysis. For 10 points, organoleptic analysis is our government's way of saying what? Baccalaureate, Logan.
Smell it.
That's right, smelling the stuff. Here's a 25-point bonus. If you pick the right college, you may be the first graduate of your school to win a Nobel Prize. Well, maybe. 5 U.S. universities already number at least 10 Nobel laureates among their former students. For 5 points apiece, name these universities.
Stanford, Harvard, MIT, Yale, and Princeton.
I believe Harvard was the only correct answer. Columbia, University of Chicago, California Institute of Technology, or Caltech, and the University of California, Berkeley were the other correct answers. During the 1920s and 30s, teens, fascism of one sort or another emerged as a major political force in many European countries. In one Eastern European nation, it took the form of an organization called the Iron Guard. For 10 points, in what nation? Baccalaureate, Logan.
Yugoslavia.
No, sir. Tomah. On.
Poland?
No, it was Romania. He was born in France, served in the American Revolution, and remodeled New York's City Hall to serve as a temporary U.S. capital. Washington then asked him to draft plans for the new capital city at Washington, D.C. Waters, Tomah.
Lafayette?
Pardon?
Lafayette?
No, that's not correct. Pierre L'Enfant. Pierre L'Enfant. That buzzer means we've reached the conclusion of our game of High Quiz Bowl, the first one this afternoon. We'll be back to award our scholarship and check on that final score right after this break.
Announcing 3 new fantasy prizes in Scrabble at McDonald's. Your own tickets to the Super Bowl and the World Series and the NBA Championship. Or a fantasy vacation to European castles. Or money, enough to make your own fantasy come true. Just spell the new Scrabble bonus words and win. So what's your fantasy? That's a good one. Play Scrabble at McDonald's. In a word, you can win.
That electricity could go right through that kite, travel all...
These children are learning about electrical safety. They're watching an NSP electrical safety presentation right in their own classroom. Sometimes they find it shocking. NSP offers this program to help kids learn about electricity, its hazards as well as its benefits. Take the time to be careful with electricity and teach your children the same.
This is what's so exciting about the second round of High Quiz Bowl. They're all excellent games.
And they're going to get more like this.
Yes,
go
indeed.
along.
Fantastic game. What was the final score?
Score was Logan 140, Tomah 130.
Very fine
Oh,
game.
yeah.
You were here to watch it, too. Let's award our scholarships to St. Mary's College of Minnesota. First, Mr. Ahn, representing Tomah.
Paul, here, 2 $500 renewable scholarships. Congratulations. Played well.
And then to Lacrosse Logan, we'll be coming back in our third round, and their representative, Mr. Nee.
Dana here, $2,000 scholarship. Congratulations.
Yes, indeed, Paul. You know, the best part is this is not the only game of High Quiz Bowl we have this afternoon. We've got another one coming up at 6 o'clock.
That's right.
But before we get into telling you who's playing at 6, I want to let you know something.
Yeah.
The results of the Arbitron survey are out, and you know what?
What?
High Quiz Bowl's ratings went up by a factor of 2. They doubled.
Why?
They doubled. Why?
I thought it was going to be
Why?
or something.
Why? No.
Okay.
The ratings have gone up by 2.
Oh,
and you know
that's good.
what one of our highest percentage of people watching is?
What?
Women 18 to 35. Now, do you think it's him or do you think it's me? Huh? Coming up at 6 o'clock, we'll find out on the next game of High Quiz Bowl. Winona will be here, and so will Chosen Valley. So take a half hour off, go have a little bite to eat, and come on back and cuddle around your television set and join us for another game of High Quiz Bowl. 6 p.m., Winona versus Chosen Valley. Look forward to seeing you back again then. Paul, let's go get something to eat.
All right, okay.
All right, bye-bye. See you later.